For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's two state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's your humble host, Peter Krausch, with Crash Course Radio, coming to you live, as always, here in the amazing studios, 103.9 and good old Islip MacArthur Airport, or whatever they're calling it these days. Hey, good to be with everybody again. Hope everybody had a great weekend. This has been one heck of a summer weather-wise, so if you like that kind of stuff, I know I do. I'm a big scuba diver. Water was a little slow in getting warm, but it finally got there, and it's been great. I think it's been great. Really kind of a dry summer, not too hot, and it's been spectacular, right? So hopefully everybody's taking advantage of that. It seems to be hanging on. Before you know it, the unofficial end of summer will be upon us, although I always like to say unofficial because, as we well know here on Long Island, summer usually hangs on and continues, sometimes even well into October, right? So we can hope for that and then look forward to the fall. Anyway, welcome to Crash Course Radio. I am your host, Peter Krausch. I'm also the owner and founder of Collision Services Network. That is collisionservicenetwork.com. We encourage everybody to go there and get the information and knowledge you need and can use, and of course, the advice you can trust. All right, and Crash Course Radio is the voice of the privately owned and operated auto body industry here on Long Island, and we can say that with strict confidence. Why? Because I get to speak to you wonderful folks every Tuesday afternoon here behind this mic, and we do it live 3 to 4. And we've been doing it, and thanks to the benevolence of V&J Auto Body, Crash Course Radio will now be on for the entire year. So thanks a lot, guys. Thank you very much to V&J Auto Body. Thank you, Chandler and James, the two new owners of V&J. And I really appreciate your support, all right, and your dedication to the mission as well as the program, okay? Hey, Collision Services Network, though, was an organic project created by me out of a need that I had identified, all right, after spending 25 years as an insurance professional. And I realized that most of the people that I spoke to had very little usable knowledge, all right, and some of what they thought they knew was either, distorted or not accurate, all right, when it came to insurance products, insurance services, filing insurance claims, and then even more incredibly, the auto body, right? Forget about auto body. I mean, how many people sit around talking about auto body, right? I make jokes about that here all the time, right? It's not coffee table fare. It doesn't come up at a barbecue. Certainly insurance stuff doesn't, right? It's not the most exciting topic. So, and that struck me, and I started to talk about it with, industry professionals as well as, people that were in the business on the collision side. And, together we agreed that there had to be an alternative, right? An alternative for accurate information and advice, and an alternative for a place to go where people could feel confident, all right, about who and how their car was getting fixed, who was fixing it and how it was getting fixed. All right, now, the insurance companies, of course, because they are a business, and as a business, what do we always say here, Crash Course Radio? They do what? They look for ways to cut costs where, when, and often. Okay, and of course, unfortunately, that starts the minute we pick up the phone to file a claim. All right, but within that vein, they discovered a really unique way, all right, to help control cost, which was to basically partner up with body shops. Right? Now, interestingly enough, as a prior insurance professional myself, having been worn many hats in that industry, one of which was a claims rep, right, or an individual who settles claims. And when I started in the business many years ago, that was a huge, huge faux pas. Right? In fact, if you were going to go down there, it was like the third rail. But if you had to go there, right, if you had a guy or a girl or a family and they were stranded or they were from out of state or they just never been involved before and they were really desperate, well, the state said you could do it, but you had to fill out a disclaimer and, it had to get filed with the state and you had to give 3 shops and you had to make sure you didn't know these guys from Adam and you weren't trying to push people in one way or the other, blah, blah, blah. It's a whole involved thing. Well, fast forward to the 21st century and now the insurance companies embrace that wholeheartedly and we have the direct repair program, right? Or the DRP or the insurance-sponsored shop program. And that's great. It works for the insurance company. Folks, I can tell you, without reservation, okay, because I've sat through many of an insurance seminar, right, to steal a little bit of a clip from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't know if anybody's out there that's my age that's seen that movie. Even if you're not my age, you should see it. It's a great movie. It's funny. They consider it a holiday movie, even though I think thematically it occurs around Thanksgiving. But anyway, great movie. And one of the lines that I think Steve Martin uses is that I can sit through any insurance seminar they throw at me, right? And they are dry and they are boring. However, I did glean quite a bit of information over my career, all right, and one observation you make immediately is they are a business and they're always looking for ways to leverage things that are going to help them, all right. So they evolved, right? Technology allowed them to evolve, and they started to reconsider their position, and of course they lobbied the state government, and now it's no longer a faux pas or a regulation thing. You can actually utilize some type of a program as a matter of customer service. And they do it very effectively, right? And good for them, but not too good for us, all right? It's not good for us, not good for the consumer, all right? Many of these programs that the insurance companies have, these partnerships, a lot of these have contracts, not all of them, but some of them have contracts, and a lot of the contracts incentivize their body shop partners, among other things, to cut costs, right? Save money. And they encourage this through saving time, repairing rather than replacing, perhaps, steering away from necessarily color matching. Maybe you can kind of fudge that a little. We really don't need to blend those adjacent panels. I'm sure the guy's going to be happy with a two-tone car, right? You came in with a silver car, you left with a silver and a gray car. So, not good, all right? And as a result, the idea for some alternative for the consumer grew out of that need that I identified. And, together with, my questioning people that were in the know in the industry, guys that were in the auto body side for many, many decades, we all agreed that this was something, an idea whose time had come. And it was organic because at first it was going to be simple, just a list, right? But here we are today, and we're more than just a list. All right, if you go to collisionservicenetwork.com, you'll see that firsthand. All right, there we have a whole treasure trove of information for you and knowledge. All right, and you can peruse that. All right, there's an active blog there. All right, where we talk about some different themes that affect the consumer, and in a general sense, the industry. All right, and we offer, of course, we have a network of amazing business partners. Body shops, of course, are number one, and then we have our client businesses. All right, we have our personal injury lawyers, as well as our amazing insurance broker, all right, Lisa from DKM Risk Managers up in Hauppauge. All right, we're still trying to get a partner in Nassau County. We're working on that diligently. All right, but Lisa is the quintessential insurance professional in the sense that her agency can cover you from A to Z. All right, and it's not a cliche. It's actually a very factual statement. All right, she concentrates in contract insurance, right? GC, right? General contract and contract. And you guys in that business, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. You know how tough it is to get reliable, affordable coverage. They specialize in that. And just as significantly, her agency is also very competent in P&C, right? Property and casualty, which is what we talk about here at length. All right, so that's why we're really psyched to have them on as a business partner. And DKM Risk Managers have been with us since the beginning. Lisa, thank you very much for your commitment. All right, and sticking with us. We appreciate it. All right, so that's Collision Services Network. All right, so please go to collisionservicenetwork.com. Check it out. All right, and we'd like everybody to opine there and leave us a little, a little word. Let us know what you think. All right, we're always making improvements, and we're always looking to evolve and move forward. All right, and on that light, we are going to be doing an overhaul of the website soon, so we're looking forward to that. Wow. Okay, so time flies when you're having a good time, and we always have a good time here at Crash Course Radio. Heck yeah. Hey, folks, when we come back, I'm going to start off just giving a little feedback here or a little follow-up on what I had a personal experience with my accident. Just give you a little more input what's happening with that. And we're also changing the format a little bit, right? We're going to have the last segment is going to be open mic, right? Where we're going to have people just call in and you can give us your opinion on today's topic. All right, so I will see you guys on the other side of the break. Hey, and welcome back, everyone out there. This is Peter Crouch for Crash Course Radio, and I am your host, all right, your humble host, all right, here every Tuesday afternoon doing what I love to do best, all right. We are a live show 3 to 4, and you can talk to us by calling at 631-451-1039. That is talk to me. There's nobody else in here but me and my engineer looking at me laughing. All right, 631-451-1039 puts you in touch with little old me. You know, what's on your mind. If you're filing an insurance claim or you had an accident, all right, and you have to do that or you're thinking of doing that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe your car was vandalized or maybe you had a weather event and you have damage on your car, whatever it is, folks, I've stressed over and over here, if you've been listening to us and following us, because we've been on the air a year. Can you believe that? It's already been a year for Crash Course Radio. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. We're so excited about that. We celebrated that at the beginning of August. All right, so we're going strong. Hey, if you've been following us and listening to us, thank you very much. I appreciate the support. You know, keep it on. Keep spreading the word, folks. Let everybody know the good work we're doing here. All right, we're raising the public conscience on things that we don't often want to talk about, all right, or think about, but it's very important, right, because unfortunately it affects us. All right, and I think we have, looks like Sherry Ann on the line from Mastic. Sherry Ann, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
No problem. What's going on?
So I recently had an accident on June 18th, and I have an insurance carrier that assigned I guess they assumed it was going to be a total loss, and it wasn't a total loss.
Okay.
They had me out of my choice. The dilemma I'm facing now is since June 18th, I brought it to a shop who claimed to have done work, and I picked up the vehicle, and the work was not done. So I had to bring it to a secondary shop and pay out of pocket for the repairs. Now I'm having a hard time getting them to do subrogation, and the second shop did a supplemental, I guess, is the process.
Correct. Correct.
So they did that, but I had to pay out of pocket for it. Now the other shop claimed to have put in a new exhaust. It's the original exhaust. We were hit in the back by a sleeping driver, so the driver was 100% at fault. But
oh, God.
I was of the mindset that you're not supposed to contact the other insurance company. You're supposed to let your insurance company handle all that, but they're not doing it. Plus, the rental reimbursement was for 30 days, and they only let us keep it for the 30 days. But because the other shop kept it for so long, I ended up having to pay a month, almost $1,000 out of pocket for the rental car, even though we were stopped. We were hit when we were stopped, so it was definitely not our fault. So I'm really having a problem trying to recover out-of-pocket expenses and still make sure that my car is fixed and not know what to do with the other shop that said they fixed stuff that they never fixed.
Yes. Okay. So, Sherry Ann, this is folks, listen, if you're listening to you, this is a very, very, all right, illustrative phone call here, Sherry Ann. I'm not. You have a lot of serious issues here, and unfortunately for you, they were the result of probably bad information, which resulted in bad decisions. And now you have a problem. So what I'm going to have, Sherry Ann, is I'm going to have my engineer capture your phone number, all right, and I'm going to give you a call after the show. Because this is going to involve a little more personal involvement than I can get into on the air, but I'm going to be able to help you. All right, most definitely. All right, because I am an ex-insurance professional, and there's already a couple things that I hear that are going on that are definitely not being worked out the right way. All right, and we're going to be able to help you out and hopefully get some resolution to at least a couple of your issues. All right, so thanks for the call. all right? And don't hang up, all right? Let my engineer get all your information, and I will reach out to you after the show. So, folks, that was Sherry Ann from Mastic, all right? Now, I love phone calls like that. This is what we're all about. This is what Crash Course Radio is all about. All right, now, unfortunately for Sherry Ann, she either didn't hear about us or maybe, wasn't a listener of the program, early on or prior to her accident. And her situation is exactly why we exist, right? Because I'm trying to educate all of us out there about the pitfalls of this. All right, you can't go into this situation blindfolded. There's the old saying, "Ignorance is bliss." I don't know, that might be okay with love, but I can tell you, it's certainly not okay with the auto body industry or the insurance. All right, and as I've said quite often here, just basically turning your back and throwing a dart at the wall and it lands on Tricky Dick Auto Body, not a good idea. All right, neither is it probably as reliable as, hey, Uncle Joe has a guy down there on the corner who's been fixing cars since 1950. I'm making light of it, joking a little bit. We try and put a little levity here in the program, but it's actually not. And Sherry Ann, unfortunately, is an example of what can happen, all right, if you didn't do things the right way from the beginning and you didn't make the right decision. So if you go to collisionservicesnetwork.com, I can assure you that your situation will turn out much different than Sherry Ann, right? Because you're going to choose one of our auto body shop partners, right? One of our amazing partners on our network. They're going to fix your car the way you want it, not the way the insurance company does. And I can assure you that all their professional staff are well-versed in insurance Reg 64, New York State insurance law, and of course, they understand the insurance companies, right? Which means they're going to help you file your claim, handle your claim, and make sure that you're represented accordingly. Your interests are represented, all right? And if there are any impasses or any problems, they're going to be handled, all right? And they're not going to be dismissed. And they're certainly not going to do what happened to Sherry Ann, okay? It's unethical. The fact that they get paid for certain stuff doesn't go on the car and things like that. But it does go on. And again, if you've been listening to the program, you are the smartest people out there, folks. If you listen to me every Tuesday afternoon, you will be the smartest people in the room when it comes to insurance, and auto body, personal injury, all this stuff. And again, not exciting stuff, but it is stuff that touches all of our lives, unfortunately, sooner or later. All right? Technically, it just does. All right? So we want to give you the knowledge and information you need and can use and advice you can trust, right? This way you make good decisions if that happens. And if you can't make them or you don't know if you're certain, call us. All right, you can always reach me here at collisionservicesnetwork.com. All right, 631-452-2569 puts you in touch with Collision Services Network. All right, and we will be the guiding light for you. All right, but we're going to be able to help Sherry Ann out a little bit. All right, but that was a glaring example of why you need to be tuned into this program. All right, and taking notes. Like basically, when you tune in with me, you're going to school. All right, you're going to learn something. All right. So, a lot of things going on there, right? Sounds like she had problems with the body shop. Sounds like she had issues with the insurance company. Sounds like she's got issues with reimbursement, right? A lot of problems there. A lot of things that, like I said, had she discovered Collision Services Network, we would have been certain to put her on the right track, and she would have had a great experience, right? I talk about that all the time. How you file your claim from the beginning, folks, often will determine the outcome of that experience and whether or not your experience is a pleasant one or very unpleasant. And I mean financially as well. As you can see, Sherry Ann has a financial issue now with the claim. That should never be, folks. Should never be. All right? You file an insurance claim. If you're going through your own insurance, excuse me, well, then we all know we're responsible for what? A deductible. That's it. All right? If you're going to go file through some other person that damaged you, all right, or injured you, there should be no out-of-pocket expense to you. All right? So again, a lot of things that can happen. There's a lot of moving parts. Filing an insurance claim is a complex matter. All right? It can be very daunting. All right? It can be intimidating. And unfortunately today, more often than not, the information that is given to you is inaccurate, or the person is misinformed. And therefore, you're misinformed, and you're led to believe that you need to do certain things or take certain actions that you don't. All right? And so that's what we're doing here. Hey, folks, remember, we're evolving here, right? We're constantly changing the format, trying to, keep things moving in the right direction. So in that light, all right, the next segment is going to be dedicated to V&J Auto Body. All right, V&J is our amazing sponsor. They have stepped up, and they are sponsoring Crash Course Radio for the next year. And so, so we've agreed to give them, a little visibility. Right? And we're going to do that starting today. So the next segment, we're going to talk a little about V&J and what separates V&J Auto Body from the crowd, and also use them as an excellent example about why you really need to know who you're choosing when it comes to where you get your car fixed. All right, see you in a little bit. For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crash Course Radio. And I, of course, am Peter Krausch, your humble host, owner, and founder of CollisionServiceNetwork.com and Crash Course Radio as well. All right. Both of those being very organic. Crash Course Radio, of course, came out of basically just on a whim after I was invited down here a couple times by a law firm. All right. I was then approached by the executives of the wonderful 103.9. And then, as they say, the proverbial statement, the rest is history, right? Here we are a year later. We're still going strong, and we're still growing, still evolving, right? And everybody that's been following us and listening, thank you very much. Please continue to spread the word so we can help people like Sherry Ann, who just called in, all right? But we want to try and convert that, folks, right? We want to be able to get before, we want to be able to try to help people before Sherry Ann gets into the problem she got into, right? Great call, but it was very illustrative of the problem that exists out there, right? Which is bad information, misinformation, all right? People just not understanding the process, not understanding the auto body collision side. And you know what, folks? As I said earlier, ignorance isn't bliss, all right? In both those industries, listen, we're not here to disparage one or the other, all right? I like to say all the time, I'm not demonizing the insurance companies, all right? We all know that they serve a legitimate place here, all right? They have a real reason to exist. We couldn't be an organized society, a civil society without it, right? Without the insurance business. However, we feel, CollisionServiceNetwork.com feels that it should be a diminished role. It should be a minimal role. It used to be, when I started in the business, it was a very minimal role. But that's since changed dramatically, and I don't think for the good. All right, and hence that's one of the reasons why Collision Services Network came into existence. And now, with the added advantages of Crash Course Radio, still getting over the side effects of my wonderful traffic accident I had 2 weeks ago, all right, after getting hit in the rear. But seriously, because of that and all these other changes we see, Crash Course Radio is the voice of Collision Services Network, right? And that's because I get to speak to you great folks every Tuesday afternoon here, 3 to 4 live. All right, and we are live in the studio. Hey, and we continue to evolve, right? We're trying to change things, evolve, make it more interesting, right? Make it more useful, all right? So on that vein, in that light, what we've chosen to do is the last 2 segments, all right? This segment here, we're dedicating to our amazing sponsor, V&J Auto Body. All right, now V&J Auto Body is, of course, the shop that I work at, all right? And I just did a video this morning promoting today's show, and I made a little bit of a joke there. You can see in the background is a Cadillac on the lift. All right, that's proof of the pudding. Now, what do I always say? I'm not an academic or a talking head, right? I'm actually working in the industry every day, dealing with the folks, dealing with the insurance companies, and all the frustrations and challenges that go with that. So I bring a real life perspective here. All right, I don't know what better off we could be than somebody like me being the real life perspective. All right, but seriously, V&J Auto Body. Hey, I mean, listen, without these guys, we wouldn't be here. All right, so thanks again, James Verone, Chandler Verone, the two new owners of V&J. Thank you very much, guys, for your dedication, commitment, and your belief in what we're doing. All right, we appreciate your support. Hey, look, folks, V&J Auto Body, what can I say? They are a 21st century auto body. All right, well, what do we mean by that? You're like, what is he talking about? 21st, 20th century? Listen, folks, every century, things change. Right? When we went from the 18th to the 19th century, we went from farming, agriculture, horses, into the industrial age. Right? And then we had the advent of cars and all these other things. Well, the 20th century to the 21st was what? Information technology, right? Instantaneous access to things, digital signals, all kinds of space age materials, things moving at the speed of light, yada, yada, right? And the evolution of things such as, electric vehicles and all this other stuff. Well, the auto body industry has been profoundly impacted by that, right? And V&J, thank goodness for John Cacciatore, all right, and his ability to see the future, all right? He's positioned V&J, all right, very well, to say the least, okay? And John handed that business off to James and Chandler, all right? And because of John's dedication and John's foresight and his ability to see the future, V&J today is uniquely positioned, okay, to handle, I would say, almost anything, right? And I say almost because there are a couple manufacturers that we just don't, we technically fix, but we, from a business standpoint, aren't, quote unquote, recognized by the manufacturer. All right, but that being what it said, we do repair, or we are certified to repair, I would say 98% of manufactured vehicles out there, both domestic and foreign. All right, so V&J Auto Body, thanks to the heads up work of the old owner and now the new owners, we are uniquely positioned in the industry, and we are an industry leader because of that. All right, and that's a reason why when we speak about collisionservicesnetwork.com, all right, being the place you need to go, because V&J Auto Body is one of a client business, right? They're on the network. But so are a lot of other great body shops, all right, such as High-End Collision in East Islip, all right, Lee's Auto Body in East Islip, Cavalier Auto Body up in Huntington, another 21st century facing shop, big production shop, big, huge detail center. Folks, when I say 21st century, what I mean is these are the guys, all right, these are the businesses in the auto body industry, and V&J is that, all right, they are an industry leader in that they've made the commitment both in capital and in human resources, all right, they're putting the money, they're investing the money and the time into the future, all right, by investing in their people and investing in equipment, processes, training, all right, and different things like this. Right, it's very, very important. Right? Cars are just not what they were even back in the 90s. Right? And that's what we mean by being a 21st century shop versus the 20th century. I started in the business in the 20th century. And the things that were going on back then, it sounds funny, right? It sounds like we're in a Star Trek movie or something. But it really is true. I mean, unfortunately, we did move into a new century. And things that were going on back then, right, when I started in the industry back in late 86, you just can't do today. Okay, and if you see somebody doing those things, all right, using a come along or using chains in the ground to try and pull a car, or spraying paint out in the open, or using a drawn curtain versus a professional downdraft gas fired booth, right? No electronic measuring system, no dedicated bench system for aluminum frame cars, right? Folks, these are the things that you need. These are required to be a competitor, all right, and to be able to compete. And, of course, more importantly, what? Repair the cars of today and the future. And V&J Auto Body is that shop, okay, because of the investment that they've made and continue to make. And so V&J Auto Body is an example, all right, of what we consider to be a body shop, okay, that is equipped to handle, all right, today's cars and the future cars. right? And we will continue to evolve along those lines. All right, and we've opened up a satellite office in Southampton. So if you listen to me out in Southampton, folks, V&J Auto Body, okay, we're now in your neighborhood. We're on Nugent Street out there. All right, stop by, say hello. All right, we have somebody there 5 days a week. We will be putting somebody in there on a Saturday as well. All right, so we've extended our reach and our service out there, primarily to address the needs of the Tesla driving population out there. Okay, as you know, we were the first. When I say we, V&J Auto Body was the first Tesla certified facility in Suffolk County. Very proud to say that. All right, so it was a very tough process. All right, they don't just hand those things out like cotton candy. All right, so so we blazed the way in Suffolk. All right, there is one other guy who will remain nameless. All right, they unfortunately are very partnered up with the insurance industry, and as you know, that is not a very good deal for us consumers. Okay, so V&J Auto Body, all right, leading the way, all right, and being positioned for the 21st century with the capability, all right, to repair your vehicle, all right, most manufactured vehicles, all right, the way you want it, not the way the insurance guys do. All right, and again, if you're in Southampton, please stop by, visit our new office on Nugent Street, say hello, all right, pick up a little information. Tesla driving population, Southampton, you know where we are now. We are in Lindenhurst, but we are also in Southampton. So if you have that need, please stop in and let us know, and we're going to step up and help you out and do the right thing. All right, folks, we're going to move into the last segment, and that segment is going to be the open mic segment. All right, we're going to have a topic, and we're going to see if we can get somebody to call in and give us our opinion on it. See you in a little bit. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Crash Course Radio here at the wonderful 103.9 studios in beautiful downtown Bohemia, Islip Airport. And I am your host, of course, Peter Krausch. I'm here every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4 live, all right, in the studio. Hey, 631-451-1039 puts you in touch with little old me. And we're going to start right up with the new segment, all right? And the new segment going forward here into the year, we're going to have, it's called Open Mic. All right, so what that means is we're going to pick a topic. Me. I'm going to pick the topic, and then you guys hopefully are going to comment on it. All right, so it's going to kind of be an open forum. I'll throw something out there, either something, I always say I read the things you don't want to read, listen to the things you don't want to hear. And, I pick little tidbits out, and I try and divulge those here. Things like if there's a recall or an equipment issue or maybe a piece of technology that's out there. Things like that, or it's something related to the insurance industry or the auto body industry. All right, so in that vein here, the last segment, we're going to call it the open mic segment. All right, so hopefully, you guys enjoy that. And to kick that off, all right, today, I'd like to get everybody's opinion, all right, on the electric vehicle, all right, or what they call EV. You hear that being thrown around, all right, the EV vehicles, right, battery operated, or the hybrids. All right, 2021 they claim was the year of the EV. All right, they claim we saw the largest spike in EV purchases and EV technology packages. All right, and promises of an all-electric future. All right, continually bombard us. All right, so how does everybody feel about that? Right? I mean, it's front news all the time. EV vehicles. All right, Elon Musk with Tesla. And now all the major manufacturers have basically announced that in some form or fashion, they're either going to partially or totally cease making internal combustible engine cars. We just heard California roll out that draconian regulation where they don't want any internal combustible engine cars being sold or produced in the state, I think by 2035. And of course, the endless stream of supplemental money from the government, right, to supplement these programs, right, that support the marketing of this. So I'm just curious what everybody thinks. All right, so give me a call, 631-451-1039, and what's your opinion on that? Do you think it's a good thing that the government is pushing this, that they're supplementing it? Do you think we should rely on more of an economic approach? Maybe let natural market forces drive demand on that. All right, and what about the fact that they just seem to be taking away our choice, right? They want us all to drive electric vehicles. Well, I can tell you firsthand, folks, they're not that affordable. They are a maintenance issue. All right, try replacing a battery on a Tesla. It's going to cost you about 10 grand. All right, and anything electric wears out. All right, so you are going to have some kind of maintenance issue, and you're going to have to take out a small mortgage to have your car fixed. It's not like going down to Jiffy Lube and getting an oil change. All right, so if anybody wants to opine, please give us a call. Looks like we have Steve from Ronkonkoma on the line. Steve, welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I honestly, I got to drive a car anyway. So if it's gas or electric, it doesn't matter to me. I got to get around. So, if I get into an accident, I'll bring it to guys like you. If I got to get it charged, I'll bring it to a charging station and charge it at home. I can't fill my car with gas at home, but I can wake up in the morning and have it charged. So I think it's great. I think it's fine. I think it's not going to stop people from driving.
All right, so that's Steve opining on that. Steve, we appreciate it. Steve seems to think it's going to be a great idea. And hey, listen, and most reasonable people would agree with that, right? I mean, are we going to turn around and and put our heads in the sand? No, I think it's great. I think electric vehicles are great. I think it's another adjunct, right, toward moving us ahead into the future and becoming better stewards of the energy that we have. But the bottom line is, are we building? Listen, we all know the infrastructure we have in place for internal combustion engines, right? Gas stations everywhere. You can go anywhere and get a gas station.
We've had the internal combustion engine for, 100 years. Eventually, technology is going to change. It's got to change. You've got to move forward.
Right.
I think it's fine.
We are moving forward, and I think it is fine. But I just don't know if forcing the issue is fine. I tend to be more of a free market guy. Let's let supply and demand.
Yeah, and I keep thinking that right now, like electric vehicles are expensive. But I also remember when the first CD player came out in the '80s, it was $900. Now, then they got down to nothing. Now they don't even exist. The first electric calculators are expensive. The first VCRs were expensive. Eventually, electric cars with all the technology will be as inexpensive as a Hyundai.
Well, that is true, and we're seeing that Elon Musk was very successful in doing that, right, folks? I mean, he was purpose driven in finding a way to design his car that would meet the affordability range of the average person, right? And he did that. He did that with the Model 3. I mean, we see it at V&J Auto Body. It's a tremendous watershed change. I would say 80% of the cars that I repair for Tesla now are Model 3s. So by that standard, I don't know if Elon Musk would call me up and ask me for my opinion on it, but I would think that from that standard, it seems like he's been very successful in attaining that goal, right? I mean, he's got a car that's an all-electric vehicle that is what most people would consider affordable within that market. All right, you can get those cars base price around $44,000. So, in a sense, Elon Musk has shown us the way, right?
Yeah, and they'll be cheaper one day. You never know.
They probably will. And I totally agree with that, Steve. All in many respects, you're right. Economies of scale and that type of thing tend to drive down. Competition drives down as more manufacturers start to enter the market. All right, like Chevy, Ford, and some of these other foreign cars manufacturers. You're right. I mean, they're all in turn going to offer their own makes and models, and that will, through competition, drive down price. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to see that, and that's going to be a good thing. All right. Hey, Steve, thanks for the call. We appreciate you listening. Please continue to do so. Crash Course Radio, folks, live as always, 631-451-1039. Give me a call. Let me know. We're talking about the electric vehicle phenomena, all right, that seems to be descending on us, whether you want it or not. It seems to be pushing in on all sides now, all right? I myself, I fix these things. I see them every day. I work on them. I see them. I interact with them. I think they're an amazing reflection of technology and, man's capacity to keep, moving us forward and developing and new things. But for me, I guess, now that I hit 60, I'm officially, starting to hit the old fogey stogie. I just think that the internal combustible engine is, I think it has a little more utility still than the EV. All right, and I'm looking at that from infrastructure. All right, how many of these charging stations? I mean, just think in an apartment complex alone. Let's take like in Manhattan or Chicago or LA. Let's say you have thousands of people, all right, and the utopia idea comes true, and we're all driving electric vehicles. You're going to make 1,000 charging stations? You know, I mean, these things got to be plugged in like every day, folks. Whereas I may not have to go to the gas station until the end of the week. I could fill my car up Monday and then fill it up Saturday. All right? Something to think about. All right? That's what we're doing here. We like to get people to scratch their head and go, wow, I didn't think about that. So hopefully that's what you do after today's show and after a lot of shows. All right? Crash Course Radio, Peter Crouch, where we are frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys with one hand tied behind my back. It's raw talent, folks. I'm telling you, I don't know where it comes from. I amaze myself sometimes. Hey, looks like we're getting into the final minute here. All right, so want to thank everybody for sticking by here today and listening to us. Hey, if you just stopped by, you were turning the dial and you heard my voice, and you were like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Well, hey, check us back in here next Tuesday as well, all right? Become a frequent listener, and you will be the smartest person in the room, I promise you, when it comes to insurance, auto body, personal injury attorneys, and all matters pertaining to insurance. All right? And remember Sherry Ann. All right? She called today. She had a lot of issues. But if you're listening to this program, that's not going to happen to you, folks. Right? Thanks very much for listening. And everybody have a great week. And we will see you back here as usual next Tuesday, 3 to 4 live on Crash Course Radio.